Welcome back to 15 Lane Stock Game Week 25 preview show. We are going to talk about all the games that are happening all over the weekend. And this weekend, there is a lot of action packed that's going to take place that may even change the table. Manchester United will be hosting Tottenham Hotspur at the Old Trafford. Arsenal will be welcoming Sunderland at the Emirates. Chelsea will be taking on Wolves, and the big one of the weekend, Manchester City will be traveling to the Anfield. Let's go! Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur at the White Hart Lane. Some of the biggest talking points in this game. Are we going to see Michael Carrick make it 4 out of 4 since he took charge of Manchester United from Robin Amorim? You understand? One of the positives we have seen since Michael Carrick took over Manchester United, the change in the system. He went from a back three that Robin Amorim was using to a back four, whereby we have seen players like Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes thriving. You understand? Remember, Robin Amorim said Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes can't play together. Of course, he was playing Bruno Fernandes in the deep role. But since the squad was changed, we have seen Bruno Fernandes thrive in that 10 role, being one of the top assisters in the league. Is he going to get on the assist sheet? Manchester United will take on Tottenham Hotspur. We have to just wait and see. After the Manchester City game, we saw Christian Romero coming out, slamming the Tottenham board for the lack of depth for the squad of Tottenham. You understand? Remember, Tottenham have 11 players out injured, and in this January, they did not sign anyone. And in that Manchester City game, we saw also Christian Romero leaving the pitch with an injury. So we don't know if he's going to feature in the Manchester United's game. You understand? He's still doubtful. We are just waiting for information from the Tottenham Medical Department to give us the fitness update to see if Christian Romero will feature in that game against Manchester United. You understand? Right now, Manchester United is 4th on the table with 41 points. They are going into this game hoping to extend their lead on top of the table to close on Aston Villa, who are now 46 points also, and also extend the gap on Liverpool, who will be taking on Manchester City on Sunday. And that game of Manchester City and Liverpool is important for both teams, both Manchester City and Liverpool. You understand? But the biggest positive going into this game for Tottenham Hotspur, the last 8 meetings between these two teams, Manchester United has not won against Tottenham in their last 8 meetings. Are they going to get their first win against Tottenham come Saturday? We will wait and see. Arsenal versus Sunderland at the Emirates. Some of the biggest talking points in this game. Arsenal are going into this game as Carabao finalists with hope of extending their lead to 9 points of Manchester City, who will be taking on Liverpool. Because that game of Manchester City and Liverpool is going to be a really, really tricky game, whereby Liverpool also has to close the gap on European position, and Manchester City has to close the gap on Arsenal. You understand? So Arsenal has a chance of going 9 points clear, as they will be playing on Saturday and Manchester City will be playing on Sunday. You understand? And we all know what happened at the Stadium of Light, that late equalizer from Sunderland. You understand? That made that game end in the draw. So is this the time Arsenal is going to get their revenge? And remember that time when Arsenal took on Sunderland at the Stadium of Light, the debate of long throws was taking place. And in that game, we saw like Sunderland extended their boards close to the pitch so that Arsenal can't take the long throws. So this time around, since they are playing at the Emirates, no advertising boards are going to be extended. You understand? But one of the things, Arsenal need this game so that they can also extend their lead to 9 points. Saka is doubtful for this game. We saw him, he missed the Leeds game and also the Chelsea game. Is he going to be fit to face Sunderland? We just have to wait and see. No return party for Xhaka at the Emirates Stadium till next season, because he will be out with an injury. That's also a very huge blow for Sunderland going into this game. But at the end of the day, Sunderland have 36 points. They are safe. They are very safe away from relegation battle. Are we going to see Martin Odegaard back in the Arsenal squad? Because we saw he was dropped against Leeds and also against Chelsea in the Carabao semi-finals. He was not even on the lineup. Was it a technical reason that he wasn't on the lineup, even on the bench for Chelsea game, or he suffered an injury? You understand? Wolves versus Chelsea. Some of the biggest talking points going into this game between Wolves and Chelsea. Chelsea are hoping to bounce back to their winning ways after suffering that defeat or being knocked out by Arsenal in the Carabao Cup semi-final and missing out the chance of going to Wembley Stadium. You understand? We all know Riyam Rafinha has had a perfect start at Chelsea. He has just suffered 2 defeats, and those 2 defeats out of the games he has played so far in Chelsea, the 2 defeats came against Arsenal. The rest of the teams, he has been doing really well. You understand? And he was criticized of his tactics, and he came out and spoke about those tactics in the Carabao Cup semi-final, whereby people said, why did he go with the back 5? Blah, blah. He said, if I had gone out, all-out attack in that Carabao semi-final and Arsenal scored 2 early goals, people would come out and criticize. But if something happened the other way around and maybe Chelsea went through, people would be saying I'm a genius. A heavy squad rotation when Chelsea took on Arsenal, as we saw Cole Palmer was dropped. Estavio, who was just coming back from Brazil, was also dropped. So all those guys are really energized and they'll be ready to take on Wolves. If we go on head-to-head, Chelsea have been destroying Wolves at any given time. And right now, Wolves are the worst team in the Premier League. They are bottom. They just have 8 points this season. You understand? So it may be a walk in the park for Chelsea. They won't need a lot of resources to humble Wolves. Reece James, Yao Pedro all missed the game of Arsenal, and they are still doubtful for the Wolves game. Are you going to see them play against Wolves, or they are going to be out like they did against the Arsenal game? Because many people, we asked against the Arsenal game, why is Reece James not on the lineup, and also Pedro Neto? You understand why were they left out? But information came out that they were injured. Liverpool versus Manchester City at the Anfield. Some of the biggest talking points going into this game. This game may have a huge impact on both the title race and European positions. You understand? If Manchester City loses this game and Arsenal wins against Sunderland on Saturday, Arsenal will be 9 points clear ahead of Manchester City. And if Liverpool also loses this game, Manchester United will be like 5 points ahead of them. You understand? Whereby both teams need to close those gaps. Both teams are coming into this game with positive results from last week. We saw Liverpool humbling Newcastle at the Anfield 4-1. And Manchester City also in midweek played Newcastle and humbled them 3-1. So both teams are coming with positive energy in this game, hoping to win it all. You understand? But Eketike, one of the guys we have to talk about in this game, he has played 33 games for Liverpool. He has scored 15 goals and 4 assists. In the last game when they were playing against Newcastle, he was on the score sheet. You understand? One of Liverpool's expensive signing, Florian Wirtz, who also was on the score sheet with an assist. And remember now, Florian Wirtz, these past games, he has been picking up from. You understand? So it's going to be a very entertaining game when Manchester City take on Liverpool at the Anfield. And on the other hand of Manchester City, we saw Ryan Cherki has been also in that flowing state, plus Semenyo and Mamouche who were on the score sheet for Manchester City when they were beating Newcastle to go to the Carabao Cup finals where they are going to face Arsenal. So this game is going to be full of action-packed because both teams have something to lose. One team wants to secure the European position and the other team wants to close the gap on the title race. Haaland has gone 10 games without scoring in open play. He has scored one goal, which was a penalty in the Champions League. It's worrying for Manchester City as they go into this game. Are we going to see Haaland getting back on the score sheet for Manchester City as they take on Liverpool at the Anfield? We just have to wait and see. In my opinion, the title may be decided in February to mid-March. You understand? Because Manchester City, if you go and check the fixtures of Manchester City in February, it has a lot of big games they are going to play. You understand? They first played Tottenham where they dropped points. So we don't know what the Liverpool game, we don't know what the future holds for the Liverpool game. You understand? And they also have more two hard games to play in this February. You understand? And Arsenal, starting from late February to mid-March there, they will also have a lot of hard games to play. So the title may be decided in this month. You understand? Or we will get a clear picture. Will Manchester City have closed the gap on Arsenal in this month? Or will Arsenal also extend or make it clear that now Manchester City is not catching me? You understand? We have to just wait and see.